Hey everybody, this is Dez. I am Dez of the Rap with Dez. Follow along with that. Hey, real quick, I just want to check in with you, man. This is all things baseball. We cover, um, opinion wise, anyways. Don't really cover the MLB or anything outside of my amateur sports league, which is the Fort Worth Men's Senior Baseball League, and my team, the Fort Worth Sandlots. So, but every now and then, I am I don't even know what the word is. Intrigued, maybe. I don't know if it's intrigued. So ever since opening season, it's been a very talked about subject after the team that will not be named. They wear pinstripes, and they are from the Northeast. That's as far as I'll go with that. Anyways, on opening day, they managed to hit 9 home runs in the game. And after the game, it came out that they were using a new type of bat. I am at this point just glad I'm on both sides of the fence. I'm glad that it wasn't the Astros that debuted these bats, because if they had done that, we would never hear the end of it, and we'd be back at the trash can issue, which is for everyone else it's legit. It's the Yankees. Nah, well, crap, I said the name. Anyways, yeah, so they're a pretty much universally hated team by a lot of fans. So the uproar over it wasn't exactly justified, but in baseball terms, I can see it. Okay, so with that said, I have not formulated my own thoughts on the subject. I don't like the look of it. I mean, that's my base opinion. Just like straight off the rip is like, hey, I'm a baseball purist. That does not look like a classic baseball bat, and just for that reason alone, I want to spit on it and just be like, get out of here. But it's a small sample size, but you cannot deny the results of the people that have been using that, especially on the Yankees. And I don't know who else is using it in the league. I have heard that like there's been some teams, general managers that are looking into it and kind of bought all into it. I think Miami, the Marlins were one of the teams that were like, oh yeah, we got to go, we got to do that. So I think they put an order in for the whole team. And I don't think that any of the teams are forcing this on the players, because as a player, you have to be comfortable with the equipment they use. And if that's not something that feels right in your hands, it's going to just throw all your mechanics and everything off, possibly. So I don't see it being a league-wide thing, and so it's not an epidemic. It's just a new piece of gear, and for the construction of it. Hey, I mean it's a stick of wood in the end, and it in all the dimensions it conforms to the league specs. It's just shaped a little bit different. To me, it seems like it might not be as balanced a bat. It would feel odd, the balancing of it, just because of where the bulk of the wood is focused. But hey, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that they've put a lot of thought and science behind it, and constructed a bat that feels okay in a batter's hands. So just aesthetically, I don't like them. They look like crap, but if they work, they work. And like I said, small sample size from those guys that have been using them, mainly that team from up there. I mean, you can't deny the results. It seems like they've been working, at least for them. But what I thought was interesting, and what provoked me to like just put this up today, and I want to know what you guys think about it. I saw a post today, and I'm going to credit my buddy Anthony Barnaby from Facebook with posting this. He reposted a post by Matt Strom, pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. And I'll go ahead and read this to you, and I'll put it up here for you so you can see it. But he said, let them use whatever bat they want. Let's just allow pitchers to use whatever hitters have in the on-deck circle, and not check us like we're criminals every time we walk on or off the field. I'm just a pitcher, but I'm assuming better grip helps y'all swing harder. I mean, I can throw on a pair of batting gloves that are pretty decent for grip, and with the finish on the bats, I have no problem. I, with that said, I do use Pine Tar. I do find that it gives me a slightly better grip. But I mean, as far as changing my swing as hard as I swing, If I'm barehanded, um, I'm swinging just as hard. I don't go up to the plate with the feeling of the bat being like it would fly out of my hands at any time, even if I swung my hardest. So I don't know if that's a valid comparison or a valid position that he's taking on that. Just because I've seen some pretty nasty pitches in our in our competitive level, and then I've also seen YouTube videos of these major league pitchers, and it's from a perspective of the catcher or an umpire where it's not the broad TV broadcast view, which you can't really get a good idea of the break on a lot of pitches and stuff like that. But seeing it from the catcher's perspective, man, every one of us would like to think that we could step into that batter's box and to do some damage, or maybe even make contact on a few pitches. But just watching those videos, man, it is gnarly, and they are just disgustingly nasty pitches. So giving pitchers a little bit of help with like grip and stuff like that, I think that would be too much of an advantage, no matter what type of bat you're using, unless you're using like a cricket bat. And even then, I would have to like say, "Wow, man, I don't know," because just to see those uh, non-doctored pitches, just in bullpen sessions and stuff like that, man, those things are just. I can't find a word to describe to you what it looks like, but I guess unhittable is what it would be. Unless I was a pro ball player that I did this every day, and I pretty much probably wouldn't have very high batting average against a pitcher that, especially top tier pitchers, given that advantage, wow, man, nobody would be hitting, and it would be a very boring game. Now on the other side, the bats, I don't think they give them that. They don't give everybody the same advantage, because I'm sure there are guys out there I'm sure there are guys out there that have not adopted this bat. They probably tried it, said, "Let me give it a shot." It just didn't feel the way that they thought it should feel, and they didn't get the results that they felt like they should be getting. And so it's not like everyone in the league is using it. Now, I would like to see some numbers, showing what the results for the guys that are using it, and as opposed to the guys that are not, and see, if there's any kind of uptick in their numbers that just make it like it's a competitive advantage. But I don't know. It's still too early in the season. It was one game, and I haven't really followed up on any of the uh, following games to see if they continued on that same pace. But the reason I'm posting this today is because I want to know what my baseball buddies think about this. Um, have you tried the bat? Have you seen one in person? What do they look like? What do they feel like? What do you think about Strom's comments? About maybe giving that the pitchers the benefit of the doubt after they come out of the batters the on deck circle. What after an offensive turn, and they come back out to the field. There's no checks. They possibly have something on their hands that's helping them get a little bit better grip on the ball. And then, opposed to the guys using these bats. So I really am curious what the guys in my league and my buddies think about this. And this just brings up another issue that I was kind of interested in getting y'all's opinions on, was when the City Connect uniforms first were introduced into the league, and there was a big uproar about the designs of each team. The Astros chose to go with all color, top and bottom. At the time, I hated it. I still do hate it. I really do. I absolutely hate it. It just feels like no sexism here, but it feels like girls softball uniforms. Every women's softball team that I've seen, they've used the solid color top and bottom, and even in men's softball, it was the dark bottoms, and they were just very decorated and stuff like that. And it just did not feel like it didn't feel like baseball to me. And so when the Astros did that, and a couple other teams followed suit, I wasn't happy about it. And then it made its way to the Sandlots uniform. Last season was the first season that we wore black pants and a colored top. with black hat. Uh, and it was put to a vote at the beginning of the season. I was not a fan. I was opposed to it, as a couple of other guys were. But I don't know. I don't know. I have to question some of the guys on my team that voted for the black pants. But be that as may, that's what we are wearing, and I'm still in the process of trying to get Bruce to at least alternate, home and away jerseys and uniforms. But so, hey, any thoughts that you might have on either of those? The new bats, the pitchers getting that advantage, not being checked, and then the uniforms. What do you think about those three things? Let's talk about this. Let's get engaged. Let's go on. Apparently, Anthony felt some kind of way because he posted this. I'd like to hear his thoughts. There's a lot of comments on his post as well. If you all want to drop a comment here, I will definitely read them when we revisit this. But yeah, let's talk, man. Let's talk. How do you feel about those torpedo bats? Like I said, I hate them. Just the looks of them. Never handled one. I don't really even care to be honest with you. I'm good with my classic bat and my mishits. And who knows? I don't know. Maybe they might help me. Those new torpedo bats might help not break as many bats with that sweet spot moved up a little bit closer to the handle. Who knows? But if you use them, I want to hear from you. If you think about using them, I want to hear from you. I just want to hear everybody's thoughts. So let's open up the comments, and I hope to hear from you all soon. Take it easy.